Coming in hot from Arizona, this is Trevor
and Troy Howard.
And you're on So Tell Us Time. You can have everything you want in your business. Sometimes you just need a little help.
Every business owner would love to charge more for their services, but sometimes you can sacrifice long-term loyalty for a short-term profit.
Creating the right rituals is key to your business having success.
Are you tired of competing with your competitors? Guess what? You don't have to compete if you create.
Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of So Tell Us Time. Today is going to be an awesome one. It's not going to be super long, but it's going to be really informative. It's going to make you think. It's going to change the game for you. I know it did for us because we recently just implemented this. Today we're talking about the accounting expert. See, it is the new year. You're probably wondering, crap. Taxes are due soon. How much am I going to owe old Uncle Sam, you know? Well, let me tell you, probably more than you should. Yeah, probably more than you should. But let me give you a little advice. 2022 is over.
Yeah.
It's 2023. And yeah, what you're going to owe is what you're going to owe. And it is what it is. You can't change that. But what you know what you can do? You can make 2023 better than 2022 when it comes to your taxes, when it comes to your write-offs, when it comes to structuring your business in the right way. You should be thinking forward now. You should be thinking, how do I make this year way better than I did last year? Because if you're like me, I got to the end of the year and I was like, oh crap, I should have done more write-offs. Like New Year's came and went and I didn't even think about it. And I should have bought this or I should have done that. And I should have spent money on this for marketing or prepaid this. And I didn't do that. So we met with our new CPA. And I haven't read the outline, so I might be talking. I might be ruining Troy's thing right now. So I'm going to shut my mouth. And I'm going to let Troy take it over. Go ahead, Troy. Take it over.
All right. Let's get back to the outline here. All right. So what Trevor's talking about is, we've used the same accountant for years, for a very long time, and he was a really great accountant. But what happened was we got comfortable with how things were structured. We got comfortable with how things were going. We figured that, look, if anything changes, he's going to let us know because he's the expert. We're not. So he'll let us know if we need to do anything.
Well, and we
different.
assumed too, as the company grew and as things flourished, we thought he would help us restructure and do all these things to protect us and to help us out and make sure that, we give as little unto Caesar that is due to Caesar.
Right? Exactly. So we basically stopped being proactive about it and we kind of set the cruise control and we're just cruising along. But the problem was our company wasn't the same, right? Our company has continued to grow and grow and grow every single year. And we realized with that at the beginning of this year that we really needed more than what we were currently getting.
Yeah.
Right. The plan that we had just wasn't going to work going forward with the company the way it is versus the way it was.
Yeah. And when I sent an email and didn't get a response at all, and it was 2 weeks later, and I still hadn't had a response, I said, Troy, we're done.
Yeah. So we just realized that our current accountant's plan wasn't going to cut it. And we needed to change what we were going to do. We needed a new plan based on our growth and our projected growth. We needed more involvement, like Trevor said. We needed someone who was going to be proactive with us that would continually help us change the plan based on where the company is and where it's going. And we needed to make adjustments, based on things that happen with the company throughout the year. The problem is, and we did this for a very long time, it's like, oh, we'll meet with our accountant once a year.
Yeah.
And usually it's like right before, if you're lucky, it's right before the end of the year.
Yeah.
And then you're going, oh no, I got to get all this stuff done. Or I'm in a bad position now because I've only got 15 days left in the month and I've got to figure out what to do. Right.
Totally.
So we made those mistakes. Or you would wait to meet with your accountant until
the new
year when you're turning in all of your paperwork for the company. And then they're like, oh man, you really should have done this. And it would have been good if we did this last year and blah, 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 blah. And then you're going, woulda, shoulda, coulda.
Yeah.
And so we realized that, again, with everything that's going on with the company, that we needed more involvement, and we needed to make those adjustments on the fly throughout the year and not wait till it's either almost too late or too late.
Absolutely.
So what was crazy is we sat down with our new accountant, and we quickly realized that we thought we were working with the expert prior, right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything bad about this, about our previous accountant, and he might have been the expert for what we needed at that time.
Yes.
But we quickly realized that as our business changed, so did the expert that we needed.
Right.
He wasn't the right person. He wasn't the expert that we needed now. So we had to change that. And so when we met with the new accountant, it totally blew our minds.
Oh.
And we're like, oh my gosh, I wish
We have
we would
been
have done
missing out
this.
on so much. We have been giving unto Caesar too much.
Yep. And, because again, just because it worked in the past doesn't mean that it's the right plan now.
Yeah.
And that's what we quickly learned in this meeting with our accountant was, what we were doing before does not work now, and it's not going to work for us. So I don't know, Trevor, if you want to go into kind of any of the details of that.
Well, I mean,
because we don't want to give any, let's just give the disclaimer.
Legal disclaimer here. We are not tax people. We are not experts. We are not giving you any advice.
Yes.
We are just telling you a little bit about our experience. But one of the great things is, and let me tell you something, if you are doing your taxes yourself, or your wife or your husband, your spouse, whoever is doing those taxes, and your company has grown, maybe that worked for a while, but it's probably time to reevaluate. And I can tell you that, going from our, back in the day when we were trying to take care of our taxes to our next person, which was our last person, it was awesome. It worked really well. But that person only got us so far. Now we've grown beyond them, and we are now with a new expert who is phenomenal, and realizing all the ways that are available. See, the thing is that it's not like we're screwing anyone. It's not like we're not paying taxes. We're paying a buttload of taxes, but we are utilizing all of the tax codes that are out there, that we're allowed to utilize, that we're supposed to utilize. That's why they create them. I mean, they probably create them for all their friends.
Yes.
In the government. The government creates these all for their friends. But guess what? I want to use them too, and I'm allowed to. So I'm going to.
I was going to say, that's the thing, is a lot of times people complain about, the rich never pay any taxes, and they get all the tax breaks and blah, 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 blah. Well, as business owners, we get a lot of those same tax breaks.
We do.
You just need to you need to make sure that you have someone who knows how to do it, and you need to have the right structure to do it.
Yes.
But as a business owner, that's one of the perks, is that those write-offs, those things are available to us. We just got to do it right.
Absolutely. And I can tell you just a couple of things that we're doing. We are pretty much utilizing every style of tax filing. So we have entities, we're creating entities. So it's like we've got LLC, we've got filing as S Corp, we've even got now filing as a C Corp.
Yep.
And we've even got filing as an LLC. What is that thing called?
A disregarded entity.
Disregarded entity. I mean, there are so many things. I didn't even know about it. I didn't know about any of this. And when he literally drew out, like, basically this pyramid of how we're going to restructure things and why we do it, and he sat there, quoting the tax codes of, you're doing this so that it's for this, and you're filing on this for this, and you're putting money over here for this. It was amazing. It was amazing, all the ways and things that we could do and implement to, enrich our lives. And I'm not just saying like, just keeping more money, but things that we wanted to do, and how the business is able, different businesses filing different ways and set up different ways are able to do different things differently. I mean, I know it sounds a little confusing because we're being vague. Because again, I'm not your accountant, and I am not a lawyer, and I am not giving you any specific advice at all. So don't try to pin this on me, my friends. But if you get with the right person, and I'll tell you, how did we find this person?
Yes.
Is that in your thing? Or did I?
No, you go for it.
Okay, good. So how did we find this person? I asked around. I started asking around. And I asked, what I did is I asked people who were at my level. And then I asked people who were a little above my level, and then come to find out there's people utilizing the same company that are way above my level, right? And so, but that's how I was able to do it. I was able to find the right person by first kind of being like, hey, who do you use, and everything, and just kind of putting feelers out there. And people were like, oh, I use this and I use this one. And they started recommending. And then I came across a friend who was above my level, and he was like, listen, this guy is phenomenal. This company's phenomenal. They don't do anything they can't quote tax codes for. And he goes, quite frankly, I made more money than I've ever made in my life last year, and I paid less taxes. He's like, and it's not that I just got to keep all my money. He's like, yeah, but I was able to do some things with my money that are going to benefit me, long term and short term and all sorts of things. And so I said, that's it. I've had 2 or 3 people tell me this one place, these one guys, I'm in. And so we went and met with them, and sure enough, it was like they are the epitome of what we believe. You know, we believe that we are a customer support or customer service company first that happens to dabble in online development, marketing, all this stuff that we do, right? But we're customer service first. And that's what I felt from these guys. They were like all about the service. Like he's like, no, we were like, we really want to meet like, fourth quarter, beginning of fourth quarter, to give us time to like plan and prep and stuff. And he goes, well, that's the minimum. Yeah. We require you to meet with us at least once a year prior to the end of the year. He's like, but I believe we'll probably be meeting 2 to 3 times a year for planning. And I was like, love it. Yeah. Love it.
And one thing too is a lot of you might be thinking like, oh man, like this is just another expense. This is an expense, something I'm gonna have to pay for out of my pocket. But if you have the right accountant, if you have the right plan, then it's not an expense, because you should never pay more for your accountant than what your accountant is saving you
exactly
in tax benefits.
Yeah.
Right? So that's 100%. The thing you have to look at. Like if I don't care if I pay my accountant $2,000 a year, if he's saving me $50,000 a year in taxes, perfect.
Yeah.
I'll give him $2,000. So that's how you have to think of it. But you got to make sure that you have the right person.
Yes, 100%. All right, guys, well, let's jump into the homework. So what you should do this week is set up an appointment with your accountant to pre-plan for 2023. Now, if you meet with your accountant and he doesn't blow your mind, then we would suggest that you look at your most successful friends or acquaintances and ask them who they're using. And then reach out to that person and set up an appointment with them. Because I can tell you, you don't have to be at some phenomenal level to be able to shift money around and just change things to even improve your life.
Yeah.
There are some simple things out there. And again, I wish I could just, tell you some details, but unfortunately the lawyers, don't. And I always love those little quick, legal things. So I hope you know what I'm doing. It's those legal commercials where it's like at the end, the person's speaking so fast, you can't really hear what they're saying, but there's always that, like you catch, and this pill may kill you. But you're like, what? Yes. Did it just say that?
You're like, I'm taking this pill because I have my arm itches a little bit.
I got an itchy arm, but it might kill me? I got a rash. So anyways, that's what I'm doing when I'm going, blah, 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 blah. But we can't give you guys the details. We can't give you the specifics, but we can tell you it is worth reaching out to some friends and family or acquaintances who are doing real well and finding out what they're doing. Because I promise you, they are being creative and they are getting to do some cool things with their money that sets them up, maybe even sets up their kids if that's what you want to do. Not me personally. I want my kids to go out and do their own thing. But, they've got to, get out there and work hard. That's the key. So do it. Get it done this week.
Yes.
Get it done this week. All you got to do is make an appointment, meet with them, and hopefully you guys are blown away too. That's it. I'm telling you, you will be so happy if you do this. By end of 2023, you will be thanking us for sure. And probably, next week, honestly, you'll be thanking us because you'll be going, oh my gosh, that was phenomenal. Troy and I are blown away. We're super excited. If you're in the Arizona area, go ahead and reach out to us. We'd be happy to tell you who our guy is, who our team is. And we'll share that with you. Anyways, we love you. We appreciate you. I know this one is valuable because some of you may just be like, or or, oh, I got a good guy, or, oh, this gal does a good job for me. And, and that's great if he or she does. But if they're not being creative with multiple entities and such, that's the one thing I will tell you, then you should be talking to somebody that really truly understands all of the tax codes, all of them, because our current guy or our previous guy gave us a couple, but there was never that ending piece that our current guy then looped it all back.
Yep.
And it was huge. All right. We love you. We appreciate you. And we will catch you guys on the next episode of So Tell Us Time.